What makes you so sad? I think you're the saddest girl I ever met.
The first man never said that. I'm usually told how happy I am.
That's because you make a man feel happy.
That one line says everything. Because Marilyn Monroe spent her entire life convincing the world she was okay while silently breaking inside. The cameras only captured her smile. The world only saw the fantasy. But nobody asked what was really happening behind closed doors. And today, we're exposing the tragic truth behind Hollywood's biggest icon. From a childhood filled with abandonment, to secret relationships with powerful men, to a death that still doesn't make sense. This is the story they never wanted you to hear. Before she became Marilyn Monroe, she was just a little girl named Norma Jean Baker. Her mother, Gladys Baker, struggled with severe mental illness. Doctors later diagnosed her with paranoid schizophrenia, a condition poorly understood in the 1930s. Some days Gladys was loving, other days she was paranoid, convinced people were watching her, telling young Norma Jean disturbing stories. Then one day, she completely broke down. Gladys was committed to a mental institution. No warning, no goodbye. Imagine being a child and watching your only parent disappear. From that moment on, Norma Jean was placed into foster care, house after house, family after family. She later admitted she was abused during this time, a little girl with no protection, no one to defend her. And the worst part? She lived in constant fear she would end up like her mother, that mental illness ran in her blood, that she was broken too. That fear followed her entire life. By 16, she married a sailor just to escape foster care. Not for love, for survival. Her childhood was over, and Hollywood was waiting.
Young lady, you don't fool me one bit.
I'm not trying to, but I bet I could.
During World War II, Norma Jean worked in a factory. One day, a photographer arrived to take morale photos. When he saw her, he stopped. He told her she had something special. She started modeling, signed to an agency, dyed her hair blonde. Then the studio stepped in. They gave her a new name, Marilyn Monroe. But it wasn't just a name, it was a character, the voice, the walk, the laugh. They created the dumb blonde. She signed with 20th Century Fox. At first, they barely used her. Then suddenly, everything changed. Movies like Gentlemen Prefer Blondes turned her into a global star. Magazine covers, red carpets, headlines. Marilyn became a brand, but behind the scenes, she felt trapped.
I don't want to, especially when I'm blue.
We understand.
All the girls drink, it's just that I'm the one that gets caught. Story of my life.
What most people don't realize, Marilyn Monroe was ahead of her time and didn't even know it. In the 1950s, actresses were expected to stay quiet, smile, and do exactly what studios told them. They weren't supposed to question pay, demand respect, or control their careers. Marilyn did all of that. She fought for equal pay when studios tried to underpay her. She turned down roles she felt made women look stupid. She refused to be treated like a prop. And then she did something almost unheard of. She started her own production company. Think about that. A woman in the 1950s, challenging powerful studio executives, taking control of her own image. That was revolutionary, but nobody celebrated her for it. Instead, they called her difficult, uncooperative, high maintenance. They hated that she thought for herself. What makes it even crazier? She wasn't loud about activism. She didn't give speeches. She didn't chase headlines. She moved quietly. When clubs refused to book jazz legend Ella Fitzgerald because of her race, Marilyn stepped in privately and told the owner, "If you let her perform, I'll sit front row every night." The owner agreed. That one move changed Ella's career forever. No cameras, no press, no credit, just real influence. That's why Ella later said Marilyn was ahead of her time and didn't even know it. And it goes deeper. Marilyn wasn't just smart, she was self-aware. She read psychology books trying to understand herself. She studied Freud. She analyzed her own behavior. She wanted to know why she felt empty, why she panicked, why she couldn't sleep. She went to therapy years before it was normal. Back then, therapy wasn't respected. People whispered, they judged, but Marilyn didn't care. She wanted to heal. She once said people only loved the idea of her, not the real woman. That hurt her deeply, because she knew she was more than a body, more than a voice, more than a fantasy. She wanted to be taken seriously, but Hollywood refused to see it. They kept pushing the stereotype, the dumb blonde, the joke, and every time they did, it crushed her a little more. She was too smart for the role they forced on her, but too trapped to escape it. That's the tragedy. She was evolving, but the world wouldn't let her.
Just one of those things. Go on. Tell me some more.
People thought Marilyn was clueless. In reality, she was sharp. She read psychology books, studied philosophy, analyzed herself. She went to therapy long before it was normal. She struggled with anxiety, depression, loneliness. She once said she felt invisible, even when surrounded by people. Fame didn't save her, it isolated her. Marilyn was married 3 times, but none gave her peace. James Doherty, married at 16 to escape foster care, ended once her career took off. Joe DiMaggio, baseball legend, short marriage, jealous, explosive arguments. They divorced, but he loved her until the end. He sent roses to her grave for years. Arthur Miller, famous writer. She thought he understood her. He didn't. Miscarriages, mental health struggles, career pressure, another heartbreak. Every marriage started with hope and ended in pain.
You still mad at me?
I don't understand. People dying and people just standing around. Don't you care?
Behind the scenes, Marilyn was fighting a war nobody could see. She suffered from endometriosis, a condition that caused unbearable pain. Some days, she could barely stand, but she still showed up smiling. But the emotional pain, that was worse. Marilyn desperately wanted children. She dreamed of being the mother she never had, but every pregnancy ended in miscarriage. Again and again and again. Each loss shattered her. Friends said she cried for days, locked herself away, blamed herself. Doctors kept prescribing medication, sleeping pills to knock her out, anxiety meds to calm her down, painkillers to survive the day. At first, she followed instructions, but eventually, she started mixing them. 1 pill became 2. 2 became handfuls. Not to party, not to get high, just to feel normal. She couldn't sleep without them, couldn't function without them, couldn't escape her thoughts without them. And Hollywood knew. Studios knew she was struggling. Doctors knew she was dependent. Managers knew she was breaking. But nobody stopped it because she was still making money. And as long as she was profitable, they didn't care. As her struggles became visible, Hollywood flipped. Suddenly, she wasn't America's sweetheart anymore. She was labeled unreliable, unstable, difficult. She showed up late, sometimes didn't show up, forgot lines, cried between takes. The same executives who once begged for her started threatening to fire her. They leaked stories to the press. Headlines mocked her. She became a joke. Nobody asked why she was struggling. No one cared about her trauma, her miscarriages, her mental health. Hollywood had used her. Now they were done. Marilyn told friends she felt discarded, thrown away, like she had no purpose. She isolated herself. Fewer calls, fewer visitors, long nights alone. And that's when everything changed. Rumors exploded. Marilyn and President John F. Kennedy. Private calls, secret meetings, then his brother, Bobby Kennedy. Some claim she was involved with both. That famous happy birthday performance? People said it was a message. The way she looked at him, the way he smiled back. Then things got darker. Friends said Marilyn became paranoid. They're listening to me. They don't want me talking. I know too much. That's when diary rumors started. Allegedly, she kept notes, names, meetings, secrets. People believed she planned to expose everything. Friends said she sounded scared, trapped, too famous to disappear, too dangerous to speak. And then she was gone. August 1962. Marilyn was found unresponsive in her home. Official story, she OD'd on prescription meds, barbiturates, but nothing adds up. No water glass, housekeeper waited hours, diary disappeared, conflicting reports. Toxicology showed no pill residue in her stomach, so how did she take them? Former officers later claimed evidence was buried, pressure came from higher ups. To this day, people still question everything. Accident, self-harm, or something darker. Even after she passed, they kept using her. Playboy made millions off her image. Her medical x-rays were sold. Her face became a business. She couldn't defend herself. Netflix's Blonde sparked backlash. They turned her pain into entertainment. Again. So what can we learn from this? Fame doesn't heal pain. Success doesn't erase trauma. The industry doesn't love you back. It uses you, then discards you. Childhood scars follow you, no matter how high you climb. Never let others control your story. Your voice matters. And most importantly, check on the people who seem happy. Sometimes the brightest smiles hide the deepest pain. Marilyn Monroe wasn't just a symbol. She was human, searching for love, for purpose, for peace. And maybe the real tragedy isn't how she passed, but how nobody truly saw her while she was alive. So what do you think really happened? Drop it in the comments. And if you want more stories they don't want you to hear, subscribe, because some legends never stop talking.